Kia ora. Good morning, everyone. It's me, Jeannie, again. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. And today, I'm going to share you a really interesting reading with you. So let's get started. Today, we're going to discuss Unit 5B in our pre-intermediate students book, Superlative Cities. Again, if you don't have the books, don't worry. Your teacher will upload all the materials for you. And for those who have the books, would you please turn to page 38? We're covering page 38 and 39 today. First of all, we will discuss the grammatical point, and then we will practice our pronunciation. We will do a reading and a listening task. We will discuss the vocabulary on how to describe a city. And then you will have a writing homework as the last part of today. Okay, so now would you please look at grammar? So we have 5 cities here: Barcelona, Copenhagen, Dublin, Paris, and Venice. Please look at your books, and we have 5 pictures here. If you don't have the book, you can look at the pictures here as well. Do you still remember the cities? Barcelona, Copenhagen, Dublin, Paris, and Venice. Okay, please look at these pictures and write down numbers 1 to 5 for those cities. You can stop here a little bit if you need some time. Okay, I think everyone's finished. So the first one, yes, you're right. It is Copenhagen. Okay, number 2, this one, good. It's Venice. Number 3, what about this one? Excellent. It's Barcelona. Number 4, oh, this is a bar. So it is in Dublin. Number 5, the last one, Chanel. Definitely it is Paris. Everyone, well done. Okay, so now please look at exercise B. Read the article and complete it with the cities in A. Again, pause here a little bit if you need some time. Let's look at here together. London is the driest city in Europe, says a new survey by travel website TripAdvisor. But it has the best public parks and the best nightlife, according to the survey of almost 2,400 travelers. Okay, so please choose. Which one do you think is the most romantic city? Which one is the cleanest? Okay, I think everyone has done this part as well. Check your answers. See whether you've done it correctly or not. All right, after doing this part, please look at 1 to 5 in the survey in B. Think about your country or your continent. Which cities would you choose? I think everyone has his or her own opinions. So now, would you please look at the bold superlative adjectives in the survey in each sentence? How do you make the superlative of one syllable word? and then a two-syllable adjective that ends in Y. Number 3, a three-syllable adjective. And number 4, good and bad. Let's look at the first one. So syllable means the combination of a vowel and a consonant. So if we look at here, romantic, right? So romantic, R-O, row, is one syllable, right? Man, M-A-N, is the second syllable. And tic is the third syllable. Romantic, right? This is the meaning of syllable. Okay, please look at this part. And definitely, I know you have the answer now. So for one syllable adjective, we add est. For a two-syllable adjective ends with y, we change y into I and add est. Number 3, for a three-syllable adjective, we add the most before the adjective. And number 4, for good and bad, we change them into the best and the worst. Okay, let's do some more grammar exercise. If you can turn to page 134, Grammar Bank 5B. Okay, would you please listen and read number 1 and number 2.
2.43. 1.
It's the dirtiest city in Europe.
It's the most popular holiday destination in the world. 2.
It's the most beautiful city I've ever been to.
It's the best film I've seen this year.
Okay, please pause here a little bit if you need time to read through all the information here. All right, so if you have finished, please turn to page 135. So we have the exercises here. Pause here a little bit, and then please do the exercises. All right, so here are the answers to your exercise, and I think everyone has done a good job. Okay, oof, so much for grammar. Now let's practice our pronunciation. Word and sentence stress. First of all, please underline the stressed syllable in the bold adjectives. These ones. All right, I think you have finished. Now let's listen and check.
2.44. 1.
What's the most beautiful city you've ever been to?
2. What's the most expensive thing you've ever bought? 3.
Who's the most impatient person you know?
4. Who's the most generous person in your family? 5.
What's the most frightening film you've ever seen?
6. What's the most exciting sport you've ever done? 7.
What's the most interesting book you've read recently?
8. What's the most romantic restaurant you've ever been to?
Okay, after listening to this, I hope you can read it with the tape again. And of course, here are the answers for this part as well. Please check and see whether you have done it correctly. After the pronunciation, now we're going to do a reading. So the title of the reading is All Capital Cities are unfriendly, or are they? Okay, before reading the question, before reading the text, I have 4 questions for you. So first of all, which cities are tested? Number 2, what are the 3 tests? Number 3, do you think they are good ones? And number 4, which city do you think is the friendliest and the most unfriendly? Okay. You can read it and you can pause it if you want. Do you still remember the first question? Yes? Which cities are tested? So they are London, Rome, Paris, and New York, right? What is the second question? What are the tests? Yes, definitely you know. They are the photo test, the shopping test, and the accident test. And number 3, do you think they're good ones? Well, it really depends on you. And number 4, which city do you think will be the friendliest and most unfriendly? Again, you can make the decision. Okay. So in the other readings, you will read about Paris, New York, and London. Okay, would you please look at these words? If you don't understand, please check it in your dictionary. So Times Square, it's in New York. Yes. Eiffel Tower, Paris. The next one, New York. And the last one, yes, Paris. And also in your reading, you will come across some of the words that you may not understand. The first one, greengrocer. A greengrocer is a retailer, sells fruits and vegetables. And the next one, chic. Chic. Do you still remember last week we discussed the pronunciation of CH sound? As I told you that for CH sound, we have 2 pronunciations. The first one is ch, ch, and the other one is sh, sh. And this one, yes, it is pronounced as sh. It means fashionable and trendy. So again, you will have the reading from your teachers. The first one is on page 102, 5B. The second one on Paris is on page 107, 5B. And the last one is on page 110, 5B. You can read it and answer the questions below. Now, you must be really tired reading. Okay, so now let's do a listening on what happened in London. How well does London do in each test? Okay, please listen to it and answer my question. How well does London do in each test? Okay, let's listen to it.
2.45.
First, I did the photo test. I was near Charing Cross Station. I stopped a man who was walking quite slowly down the road, and I said, "Excuse me, could you take my photo?" The man said, No time for that," and just continued walking. Then I asked a businessman in a grey suit who was walking towards the station. He took one photo, but when I asked him to take another one, he walked away quickly. Next, it was the shopping test. I went to a tourist shop in Oxford Street, and I bought a key ring and a red bus. The red bus was very expensive. The total price was £40. I gave the man £100. He gave me £60 back. Finally, it was time for the accident test. For this test, I went down into the Tube, the London Underground. As I went down the stairs, I fell over and sat on the floor. A man immediately stopped and looked down at me. I thought he was going to help me, but he didn't. He just said, "Why don't you look where you're going?"
Okay. All right. So please tell me, how well does London do in the photo test? Not really well, I suppose. Okay. So what about the shopping test? Very well, right? And what about the accident test? Not very well, I suppose. Okay. And please play back the video and then listen again and answer the following 10 questions. You can play it back again and listen to it. Okay, I think you have done this part as well. And here are all the answers. Please look at them and check them and see how you did it. All right, this is quite interesting for London, huh? So here, your teachers and we also provided you with a listening script. You can look at it, you can read it. If you have any questions, please comment below or contact your teacher via email, and then we will be here help you. Now, let's discuss the vocabulary, as I told you at the beginning of the video. Describe a town or a city. Okay, think about how to answer these questions about where you live. Do you live in a village, a town, or a city? Where is it? How big is it? What's the population? And what's it like? Okay, now let's look at the vocabulary, which is in page 156. Okay, look at the map. Then read the description of Reading and circle the correct words or phrases. You can pause here a little bit and then you can finish the exercise. All right, I think you have already done it. Let's listen to it together and please check your answers.
2.46. Where is it? How big is it? Reading is a town in the south of England on the River Thames. It is about 40 miles west of London. It is a large town and it has a population of about 250,000. It is famous for its music festival, which is one of the biggest in the UK.
Well done. I think all of you did a great job. Okay, now again, in the same page, please work on 2A. Match the adjectives and the sentences from number 1 to number 6. Okay? If you have finished, now please do exercise B. Match these adjectives with their opposites in A. Well, now let's listen and check your answers to A and B.
2.47. What's it like? 5.
Boring.
Exciting. Interesting. 3.
Crowded.
Empty. 6.
Dangerous.
Safe. 4.
Modern.
Old. 1.
Noisy.
Quiet. 2.
Polluted.
Clean.
Okay, now please cover the words and look at the sentences. Remember the adjectives and their opposites, please. The vocabulary in this part is really important because for our homework, we need to use these words to write down a small passage. So here are the answers if you want to check them again. Okay, all right. Now again on the same page, exercise number 3, what I want you to do is put the words in the right column. For example, the first one, castle. Does it belong to religious buildings? Or is it places where you can buy things? Or does it belong to historic buildings and monuments? Pause here a little bit if you need some time. All right, now let's listen and check your answers.
2.48. What is there to see? Religious buildings.
Cathedral, church, mosque, temple,
Places where you can buy things. Department store. Market. Shopping centre. Historic buildings and monuments.
castle, museum, palace, statue, town hall.
Well done, everyone. It's almost the end of the course, okay? So don't rush, okay? So now I'm going to tell you the homework of today. If you turn to page 114 in your books, you will find the writing here. Okay, so the requirement is describing where you live. Write a description of the place where you live. So this is the homework for you, and please write your description under the comment below, and your teachers will be in touch with you. Okay, so this is the end of today's class. Hope you enjoyed, and again, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I will see you Wednesday. Bye.